China has issued a travel warning to its citizens heading to the United States, warning them about police harassment and crime. It's the latest chapter in tensions between Washington and Beijing. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has reminded its citizens to improve safety awareness when visiting the United States.
近期，美国枪击、抢劫、盗窃案件频发，文化和旅游部提醒中国游客充分评估赴美旅游风险，及时了解旅游目的地治安、法律法规等信息，切实提高安全防范意识，确保平安。
On Monday yesterday, China warned its students and academics about the risks of studying in the U.S. Beijing cited an increase in visa denials and delays from the U.S. side. As much as $14 billion in economic activity could be at stake. China is the biggest source of international students on U.S. campuses. They number 360,000, mainly paying full tuition. Now, for more on this, Olivia Seong joins us from Beijing. Olivia, do we know what prompted this travel warning?
Well, China's Culture and Tourism Ministry is citing crime as a reason for this latest travel warning. It says that it has seen an increase in frequency in the U.S. when it comes to shootings, robberies, and theft. And so it is advising Chinese citizens to exercise caution when traveling to the country. China's Foreign Ministry is saying that another reason for this is because of official harassment. They say they've seen an increase in reports of Chinese citizens being harassed by U.S. law enforcement agencies when it comes to exit and entry, immigration control, or in door-to-door interviews, among other means. So the advice for Chinese heading to the U.S. is to increase their safety awareness, take precautions, and make the appropriate response to these latest developments. And this, as you pointed out, comes just one day after China's Education Ministry issued its own warning for Chinese students to reconsider travel to the U.S. for their studies after there being reports of delays in visas and even denials in visas as well. But this is not the first time that China is issuing a travel warning to the U.S. They did the same last year, with the U.S. also firing back with its own travel warning for its citizens to China. And we've seen that this has already taken a toll. Last year, Chinese travel to the U.S. dipped for the very first time in 15 years. And given that Chinese tourists make up the 5th highest source of international tourists for the U.S., this latest warning is likely to be very damaging for the U.S. tourism industry.
So, Olivia, it seems trade tensions have also spilled over into other realms now. Can you just give us some examples of that?
Well, I think we have to understand as well today China's Foreign Ministry was asked whether this latest travel ban has anything to do with the ongoing trade tensions that you mentioned. And the spokesperson said that this is in relation to current developments. But there's no doubt that China has been strengthening its rhetoric and response to the U.S. as tensions have spilled into other arenas. China has been angered with the U.S. for putting Chinese telecom giant Huawei on a trade blacklist a few days ago, and China has hit back recently and says that it will soon announce a so-called unreliable entities list. And Chinese media like the Global Times have been speculating that the firms that will be on this list will be American companies in retaliation for that Huawei move that the U.S. has made. There's also been speculation that China could look into using its supply of rare earth elements, which are used for consumer products, as leverage for the ongoing trade talks. And just on Sunday, we saw China release a white paper blaming the U.S. for the breakdown in trade talks, and China seems to be ready to dig its heels in and be prepared for a long-term fight with the U.S.
All right, good to know. Very many thanks, Olivia Seong there reporting to us from Beijing.